Hello, everyone. It's been a really busy and exciting morning so far. And I thank you, everyone, for your support, jumping on, liking my post. Don't forget to jump onto the events page where all the prizes are. And if you're watching this video, my name's Sarah Blake, and I would love for you just to comment about where you're watching this video from, because I know in my feed there's people jumping on from all over the country and the globe. And I would absolutely like to welcome Jennifer Dinsdale to this conversation today. Jen was my designer extraordinaire, back and forth, helping me make this book look beautiful is all up to her. She was amazing. Jen, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Congratulations, Sarah, launching your book. So very exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, it is really exciting. It's been a long journey, and we were going to do this launch live, weren't we, last year? And COVID and everything else just changed our plans. So we've adjusted, we're adapting, and we're doing a little online launch. That's right. We're making use of all our electronic and Zooming and live streaming skills that we've acquired over this last year. Jen, I just wanted to, first of all, provide a platform for you, really in recognition for the amazing quality work that you do. And these books are nothing without the relationship and support you have with your publishers and designers. So really this is a chance to say thank you to you and share you with the world.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to come on this journey with you. It's been really exciting for me. Before doing your beautiful poetry book, I actually hadn't done any book layouts like this before. I've done lots of magazines and I've done a lot of text-heavy book layouts, but this one was just such a pleasure and so much fun to be a part of. So thank you.
Yay. Talking about that process and how it's different, tell me what you went through in terms of designing a coffee table book. What were some of your thought processes?
So what I try and do when I put any kind of design together for my clients is we really look at the purpose of what it's going to be used for at the end, and who I'm designing for and what sort of message that they want to put forward. And while working with you, it was really interesting to learn a lot more about your business, which obviously, having a design background, I know nothing about mediation and all of that sort of stuff. So trying to connect your beautifully written words with your stunning photography that you got and put out the message that you wanted to achieve at the end of that. So it's all about conversations and a little bit of to and fro and, you know, trying to find the design that complements the purpose at the end of it.
Yeah, I'm so grateful because I really feel like this book captures that essence of me, and not only, you know, the way we've structured the poems and the photos themselves take people on a journey. And so I think you just managed to nail that brief in terms of it's not just a book, but it's a journey. And so it's an amazing talent that you bring to that process.
Oh, thank you. And I just feel like the photography that you've chosen to accompany your poetry, they really lend themselves to each other. And it's like you said, it's a journey. So some people, I'm more visually motivated, and you know that speaks to me. So the photography in this book really spoke to me, and it sort of helped me to place and understand some of the poems. I felt like it just gave it a little bit more accessibility, and it gave it that depth that just poetry, words on a page, doesn't reach everybody, but having the photographs to complement them, it's beautiful work of art. You've done extraordinarily well.
Yeah, I think that thought that came to me, you know, having just did the word book initially, and I just thought people increasingly in the work I do look for that visual connection, and just that relatability. And I think the photos really take you outside of your head and place you in a zone or in a landscape in a really different way. My hope is that people kind of get a taste for those places that I've been lucky enough to work in, and a taste for the great diversity in Australia and internationally. And so, yeah, I think it's really critical, isn't it, that process of choosing the right photos that really capture and link the poetry.
Absolutely. And what I do love about your book, which I haven't seen in a coffee table book like this, was the photo attribution for the images that you popped in the back of your book. So for not all of them, but for a lot of the photos, you've actually put a description of the image in there, and it gives that extra personal connection to your readers so that they can tell where your headspace was at when you were writing those poems and when you were taking the photos, or how you felt when you were, viewing those photos that Matt has let you use in the book. I really enjoyed reading those.
Yay. No, it was just, again, I think it's also recognizing, the amazing photography by Matt, and also paying my respects to country and the traditional owners of the land that I was lucky enough to be on. So acknowledging those, I think for me was really part of that authenticity, that giving respect.
Absolutely. It was actually my favourite poem from the book was actually your first one, The Respect and Recognition. It actually gave me great pause to reflect. And I guess growing up, going through school in the 90s and the thousands, where our education system sort of seemed to blank out a lot of history that we should have been taught, and recognising that myself over the last few years of where I sit in a place of privilege and parts of history that I don't know, and I didn't know that I didn't know. So that poem to me actually was very timely and sort of gave me a bit of space to sit back and really reflect on what do I want to teach my children, and how do I educate myself, and where do I go and seek those answers that I wasn't given going through school.
That really moves me. It feels like a responsibility, particularly this work that I have in working in communities, and I feel so privileged to do it. And so many people only experience negative things, and I've been so blessed to have so much more than that. And if I can help people understand a little bit more or develop some confidence to grow in their own learnings, I think that's great. I just thought maybe we pull up that poem and I can read that. So people can have it here. So I've just done it. So here, look, design and photos. It's hard to see as I'm doing the interview, but this is a book poem called Respect and Recognition that Jen was just talking about. I am a proud Australian whose blood bleeds red and soaks into the sand of this land, who stands beside the First Nations people of this country with a deep respect, knowing my own history, knowing that unless I take a stand to place my feet in the ground, I too perpetuate the racism of a system which continues to disempower. Reading it back it's kind of moving. It's a reminder to me too, I think, to make that real, that commitment.
Absolutely. I think the acknowledgement too, even especially the words that you said, I too perpetuate, and it's by inaction is just as bad as, actively being racist or whatever, by not doing anything, by not taking a stand and sort of doing our bit to equalize things. It's just as bad.
Yeah, no. So I'm curious, Jen, that was one of your favourite poems. Do you have a favourite photo from the book?
I do.
Show me, I'm curious.
It's on page 20. It accompanies Beyond the Fear. So it's this one here.
Yes.
You can see. The colour and texture in this photo, it's honestly, it's absolutely breathtaking. And even though I loved all of the photos that you put together for this book, and that one, I think it's just my happy place. And I think that the complexity of the ocean with the swirls and the white and the deep blues and light blues, it's just amazing. I could sit there and look at it for hours. It's just absolutely stunning.
It's so true. So that is a photo from Matt Griven. Check him out, everyone. I really love that photo too, and I love the depth of colour in it. I love that it's got texture in the photo, and I know that place. I've been to that place. I can close my eyes and smell the air from where that photo is taken, and I like it too.
That's so great about the photo, because it sucks you in, and I haven't been there, but just it's so. I'm lost for words, but it's just the complexity of that photo is beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely
I'll do a
beautiful.
post, everyone, of the photo we're talking about, so you can actually get a taste of it. I also, you know, for me, there's also layers of that photo. So the texture, the scenery, the colours, but it also speaks to me of the rough and rawness of conflict, and that exists, and underneath it, there's beauty. And so all of those, I guess, layers of meaning have built into that for me to have a lot of meaning. That's also, interestingly, the poem that Karen picked out as one of her
Oh, is
favourite
it?
poems.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that little bit this morning.
Yeah. So we read that one. So isn't that interesting? Those connections across. So to wrap up this conversation, because we just could keep talking forever, if someone else is thinking about creating a coffee table book, have you got any top tips for them that you'd like to share?
Um, I think approach it authentically. Figure out why you want to put it out there, and then go to your designer with, even if it's a really, really raw concept or a raw end idea, go to them and be honest with them. You know, if you want it illustrated, or if you want it just purely text on colors, or, you know, if you want it a little bit grungy, or just really speak to them about how you feel about your poetry. Get, you know, dig deep, find out what it means to you, and then share that with your designer so that they can best translate that onto the page to reach everybody else.
Yeah, so such great advice. I think that that's about being courageous enough to be vulnerable with your designer. Like, am I? How do I bring me to this book? And it's that
Absolutely.
sharing of, in a way, some intimacy about what matters to us that allows that to come through in the design, I think.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to put yourself out there and say, I don't know how this is going to look, but this is how I feel. This is what I want my audience to feel, because that's our job. As a designer, we translate those thoughts and feelings into tangible images to make, or to help people feel the way that you want them to feel. It's our job. So just be honest,
Great.
and yeah, really think hard about that. The worst thing you can do is go, oh, I don't know, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's it, you're going to end up with a product that you're not happy with. So go in there with a brainstorm and just shout it out.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jen, for your beautiful advice for everyone that is thinking about embarking on a journey of coffee table production, poetry writing, whatever sparks your interest.
No
And
worries.
thank you so much for your work on my book. And I look forward to our future collaborations, which we do have planned.
Yes, no, thank you very much, Sarah, and congratulations again on the launch of your book. It's very exciting. I shouldn't say this, but I'm so proud of you. It's great
Thank
to
you.
see all your hard work coming to this beautiful launch so the rest of the world can enjoy it too.
Oh, thank you
Congratulations.
so much. We'll be in touch for that drink soon.
Will do. See ya.
Bye.